Hello students, myself Arpana Guruvar, Senior Faculty Member of English and Informatics in Consortium. Now dear students, we have been recording various editorial lectures for you people for CLAT 2021. Now dear students, today we are here in front of you with the next editorial number 4. And this time the editorial again which we have selected for you people is basically for the brain drain. As brain drain is the main problem of India, that is we are studying in India and we are moving outside. Today, we'll be discussing a passage that is editorial number 4 on education. We have discussed social issues, we have discussed political issues, passages. Now we are dealing with the next passage that is an educational passage, right? So, every time when you are with me, we will be discussing different issues, how to deal the passage. So, basically, what is the purpose? I am bringing different type of passages in front of you that you must understand how to deal with which type of passage, whether it is a social issues, whether it is a political issues, किस तरह के पैसेज को हमें कैसे डील करना है, कैसे पढ़ना है. So let's start again. So first of all, let's start the students. Now today the lecture will be basically on the editorial number 4, which depicts the passage, which is a educational passage, and let's read the passage. जिस तरह से मैंने आपको पहले बताया, रीडिंग पैसेज इज मस्ट. हमें रीडिंग करनी कैसे, हमें कीवर्ड्स कैसे निकालने, किस तरह से क्या हमें मार्क करना है, दैट इज द मेन थिंग. So let's again start. Firstly, read the passage thoroughly. So start reading the passage कि हमें और make short notes of the passage. तो यही चीज हमें आगे काम आएगी जब हम ये पैसेज पढ़ लेंगे, यही चीज हमें काम आएगी. Let's see. The spread of education in the society is the foundation of success in the country that are latecomers to development. In the quest of development, the primary education is absolutely essential. So here he is talking about the primary education. He says, the quest of development, primary education is absolutely essential because it creates a base. ये पूरा base हमारे youth का जो बनता है, that is for the primary education. But the higher education is just as important for the providing the cutting edge. What do you mean by cutting edge? So it is a idiom which is described over here. That is a cutting edge. That means cutting edge is that thing which provides the development, which is the main point which is to be hit. Cutting edge, the main point, the point to be referred. That is a higher education. And universities are the lifeblood of higher education. And he has called the universities as the lifeblood. Lifeblood, again, it uses a phrase over here that means lifeblood, which are very important. You cannot neglect. That is the lifeblood. Islands of education excellence in professional education, such as IITs and Indian Institute of Management (IIMs), are valuable complements but cannot be substitutes for the universities which provide educational opportunities for the people at large. And here he is saying that no doubt हमारे पास एक बहुत बड़ा resource है education का, that is IITs and IIMs, but this resource is not enough for the to provide the educational opportunities for the people in the large mass. जितने के students हमारे पास पढ़ने के लिए हैं, उतनी seats IITs और IIMs में नहीं है कि वो उन लोगों को एक अच्छी education provide कर सकें, right? There can be no doubt that the higher education has made a significant contribution in the economic development, social progress, and the political democracy in independent India. So he's making you aware of the fact that in the independent India, education is definitely a big contributor toward the economic development, social progress, and the political democracy. It is a source of dynamism of our economy. It has created social opportunities for the people. It has fostered the vibrant democracy in the polity. That is obviously the जो हमारे youth है when they are entering into this politics, obviously a vibrant democracy इसने बोला है, that is an active democracy in our polity. It has provided a beginning of the creation of knowledge society, but it would be a mistake to focus on its strengths alone. It has weakness that are a cause for serious concern, right? There is, in fact, a quiet crisis in the higher education. He's saying everything is fine, but there is a quiet crisis. There are certain negatives also. What are these negatives? He's explaining in the next passage. In fact, a quiet crisis in the higher education in India that runs deep. It is not yet discernible. Simply, what do you mean by discernible? Discernible. That means discernible, which we have to see. We have to take in, which cannot be discernible. Not discernible, which we cannot neglect. We have to percept. Simply because there are pockets of excellence, an enormous reservoir of talented young people, and the intense competition in the admission process. So he's saying there is a very main thing which is to be seen in the education. That is, there is an enormous reservoir of the talented young people. लोग बहुत ज्यादा हैं, talent बहुत ज्यादा है बच्चों के अंदर, but yes, there is an intense competition for the admission process. तो हर बच्चे को वो चीज नहीं मिल पाती, राइट? कभी कभी वो बच्चा, नॉर्मली हमें भी पता है जब हम कॉम्पिटिशन में बैठते हैं, कभी हम वो चीज परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाते 2 घंटे में या 3 घंटे में जितना कि अपना कैलिबर है, हालांकि वो बच्चे भी उतना ही इंटेलिजेंट है. And in some important spheres, we continue to reap and benefit of what was sown in higher education 50 years ago by the founding fathers of the Republic. The reality is that we have miles to go. He says that obviously in the education sector, India has a very big target and miles to go, and a lot of work to be done is to be done in the education part. The proportion of our population in the age group of 18 to 24 years that enters the world of higher education is about around 7%, which is only 1/2 the average of Asia. So this is the proportion which is entering into the higher education. The opportunities of the higher education in terms of the number of places in the university are simply not enough in relation to our needs. That means the opportunities are less, the needs are more. So India is not complying with the needs of the people with the education services. What is more, the quality of higher education is most of our universities require substantial improvement. He says that in the higher education, most of the universities, they require substantial improvement. It is clear that the system of higher education in India faces serious challenges. Yes. अभी हमने पढ़ा कि we need an improvement because जितने लोग applying हैं, जो youth है, India is not able to provide the proper competition services, competition courses to those youth which is coming out for the competition. So India is facing a serious challenge. It needs a systematic overhaul so that we can educate much larger number without diluting academic standards. So we need to overhaul our total education system. This is imperative because the transformation of economy and society in the 21st century would depend in significant part on the spread and quality of the education among our people. So most probably, education is the only one thing on which society depends. Yeah, education, what we are providing to our youth, is mainly an important, substantial part which makes that nation as a worldwide strongest nation. So education is the only one thing. And we have to maintain the resources. We have to build up the resources so that we can provide and we can educate large number of people without diluting our academic resources. So he says it is only an inclusive society that can provide the foundation. He says it is only an inclusive society that can provide the foundation of a knowledge for a knowledge. It is an internal society, inclusive society of India that can provide the foundation of a knowledge society. The challenges that confront higher education in India are clear. It needs a massive expansion of opportunities for the higher education. It says further, 1,500 universities nationwide that would enable India to attain a gross enrollment ratio of at least 15%. So this is the ratio of the all over universities which are nationwide, which are present in India. It is just as important to raise the average quality of higher education in every sphere. At the same time, it is essential to create institutions. So it is very essential to create the institutions of education institutions that are exemplars of excellence at par with the best in the world. That means we have to create these education institutes which are the best in the world. In the pursuit of the objective, these objectives, providing people with access to higher education in a society inclusive manner is imperative. The realization of these objectives combined with access would not only develop the skills, it develops our skills and capabilities we need for economy, but would also help to transform India into a knowledge economy and society. So this was a passage, whole passage. The author was telling about higher education, what are the various consequences, what we need in today's life regarding from India regarding the higher education, and how much is required, how much progress is to be required. So I think so the passage is very, very clear to you people now. That is, we are mainly focusing upon the higher education. Now let's go to the, we have made a keywords, we have read the comprehension, we have understood the comprehension, what the comprehension says, what is the keywords in the comprehension. Now let's go to the question. Question number 1. So please साथ साथ में कीजिए. Try to do these questions because आपने भी मेरे साथ passage पढ़ा है, right? समझा है. The principal focus of the passage is primary education, intermediate, higher, and entire. No, it was only just a higher education. So answer is C. We have read in many parts of the passage that the principal focus of the passage was for the just a higher education. That is C answer. The style of the passage can be best described as academic, critical and analytic, comparative. So it is not totally academic. Again, the author is not talking just about academics. He's not comparing only, it is critical and analytic. He's like a critic who is obviously giving a criticism and analytic. He is giving the deductions what to be done and what is not to be done. So the passage is critical and analytic. He's giving his critics on the education system, plus he's giving the solution also and giving an analysis on this also. So this is obviously the passage is the best described as critical and analytic. So B is a correct answer. Third, what kind of society can provide the foundation of the knowledge society? This was the direct question. We have read in the passage also that the inclusive society can provide the foundation of a knowledge society. So D is a correct answer for this. Next, according to the passage, which one of the following is incorrect? कौन सा गलत है? There are no quality institutions providing excellent professional education in India. No. The author has never said this. So it is incorrect. पहला ही आंसर हमारा incorrect है. He has never said that there is anything in India, there is no quality institute. He has startingly he has said IITs and IIMs are the best which are providing the best education. So option A is wrong. So answer is A. Last question. According to the passage, the current state of affairs of higher education in India is satisfactory, excellent, not good enough, and there is a need of expansion of opportunities of higher education besides creating institutions and universities. Yes, C is the correct answer. So, correct answer for this question is C. It states it is not good enough and there is a need for expansion of opportunities. So, correct answer is C. So this was all about today's comprehension, dear students. It is most basically dependent upon your interest, that is education, right? So hope so आपको ये series अच्छी लग रही होगी. You are able to enjoy it because daily मैं आपके लिए ऐसी कुछ different passages लेके आती हूँ कि जिसमें आपको लगे कि it is something different. Social भी हमने किया, political भी किया, आज हमने educational कर लिया, which is relating to the students, right? So always for these type of passages, I always say do subscribe our YouTube channel Informatics India. That will be a great help for you in CLAT 2021. Always and obviously, dear students, if you are 2020 aspirants also, maybe giving the exam, so you can again subscribe our channel Course Edu Informatics. Download our app Course Edu. In that app, you will find a great number of questions and great number of free video lectures on Course Edu app. And this Course Edu app will be really, really very helpful for you people for clearing or cracking your CLAT examinations. So always, our phone numbers are always with you. नीचे description में भी given है phone numbers and various links of the Course Edu app and our website is given in the description. So any doubts, any queries, you can put the queries in the query box. Thank you, students, and do well. Stay safe. All the best.